Let's get it. Turn it up.
You are now tuned into the Hustle Ninjas podcast.
All right.
Yo, what's up? My name is Rich. Welcome back to another episode of the Hustle Ninjas podcast, where we talk about all things entrepreneurship. But on the YouTube channel, we do a lot of apparel, and I got someone special with me today, 8-figure fashion entrepreneur, Chris the Leverage. I know your last name's not the Leverage, but it just sounds so dope, man. So,
thanks, bro. Yeah.
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Chris Ngo. I own the Leverage. We're pretty much a vertical fashion house. We do pretty much everything from A to Z. We have our own manufacturing company overseas in China, 300 plus employees. We have a headquarters in Santa Ana, which is kind of broken up into different departments and different companies. I have a sales team that handles all our wholesale. We work with roughly close to 1,000 accounts worldwide, broken up into multiple territories: West Coast, Southeast, Northeast, Midwest, and I'm missing a territory. I'm missing a territory, but I fucking forgot it anyways. And then we also have our own logistics company that does all of our pick and pull. So it's like a 3PL too. So everything from A to Z. And then we have multiple brands that we actually are partnered with and we own. So, you know, brands like Embellish, House of Junior, Lifted Anchors, Club Paradise, Dice Arts Monday, Richie Lee Collection, Emergency, and Reference & Co., to name a few. So yeah, we're just like a fashion house, vertical.
Dope. I know Reference Co is dope because you know, I got on a Reference Co hat right now.
Yeah. Thanks for referencing.
Right. So you do everything from A to Z. You do fulfillment. You got your own brands. So if somebody had a brand or a brand idea, is that like ideal for them to reach out and consult, or is like, how does that work?
I mean, for us, we're not always actively looking. Obviously, if we see something or somebody that's out there in the market doing something that we know that we could add some kind of gas on, then we'll reach out. Obviously, we get approached by a gazillion people and a lot of brands and a lot of people trying to start up. We just can't help everybody. It's almost like a record producer.
Right.
You know, you're out there looking for talent. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for talent. But how often is like a musician coming up to like a record producer saying, hey, man, listen to my mixtape, or, you know, check this shit out. You know, you can't say yes to everybody. You know, you got to be picky and choosy. You got to see exactly, you know, who's got some juice and who's got a talent, who's got a voice, who's got a direction. So that's what we do.
That's dope, man. So yeah. How did you get started?
Oh shit, man. I've been a sales rep like forever. So 18 years I've been a sales rep. And it was like a slow, gradual like growth. You know, I was a sales rep, worked for somebody else. Me and my business partner started our own sales agency back in 2012. And then from there, we started our first brand in 2014. Then we started our own logistics company in 2015. So we just looked at how everything was and what we needed. And instead of outsourcing everything, we just slowly started building it into our business.
Dang.
Yeah.
Was it ever like overwhelming? Because like y'all are doing pretty much everything.
I mean, shit, every day is overwhelming, you know, like every day. I mean, you know, when you manage such a big team with a lot of different people and a lot of different players and a lot of different positions, it's always going to be like overwhelming. You know, one day I could be sitting there talking about a sales schedule, production, and next minute I'm over here, you know, talking to my social media digital team, talking about Facebook ads and rollouts, Instagram ads, you know, content creation and all the other shit. And the next thing you know, I'm talking about fucking P&Ls with balances with my fucking, you know, with my CFO and my operations team. And then next thing you know, I'm sitting here talking about logistics with my warehouse manager, seeing, you know, shit coming in, shit coming out, like what, you know, what's coming in, when do we need to ship a product, you know, deadlines and shit. So it's always something different every single fucking day. And then, you know, next thing you know, you have me out here fucking on the marketing team, you know, talking to fucking ball players and athletes and shit, you know, getting product placements all over the place. So, you know, there's like so many different hats you can wear like daily.
Right. So there's really no schedule to it. You just attack.
No, there's no schedule to it, man. You wake up and you start work and you go to sleep and you're done. That's it. You know, like I could seriously be at dinner and talking to my factory overseas about, you know, paying bills and delivering, putting in production numbers in while also be on my DMs talking to a stylist or an agent about one of their players getting product, and on the same time text messaging my business partner, my designers, like what the next collection is going to look like or what we need to do. So, you know, literally from lunch, literally at dinner time, I could be on 3 different fucking apps all talking about business. So you got WeChat, you got Instagram, and you got your text, your iMessage all at the same time, just running.
That's crazy, man. So I got a personal question then, because
Yeah,
I got two little kids. You know, I'm married. I see the same thing in your vlog. Like, how do you turn off work? How do you dedicate your time to, like, you know, your family?
Oh man, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. I also run a kids basketball program that's, you know, from 5 to 11, and I coach my kids and everything too. You know, I mean, the best thing I can do is physically be there, you know, and try my best. But like mentally, you know, there's times where I'm watching my kids at the same exact time. I'm on the phone working and shit like that too. But you know, like what's that saying? It says presence, not presence, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
me just physically being there, and they know that. My kids know, they're like, Dad's busy as shit, but he's out here, you know, on the weekends coaching our AAU team and, you know, coaching our basketball team. I'm not sitting on the sideline just watching them. I'm actually physically in there running the drills and shit like that too. So, you know, that's how I kind of do it. It's like, it's either you do it or you don't do it, you know?
All right, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because I see a lot of success, man. And I just want to know, what were you doing before you jumped into all of this?
Man, before I got into fashion, I was actually a loan officer for about like 6 to 8 months, right after college. This is like during like the late, like mid 2000s. And, you know, money was good at that time. It was like right after, fresh out of college, everybody's in the real estate industry. Everybody's a loan officer. And that was pretty much what I was doing. I mean, but when it comes to fashion and everything too, you know, I've been a lifelong sneakerhead. So like, yeah, that was what I was doing before. But, you know, I turned my passion in collecting sneakers, basketball and sports into, you know, full-fledged fashion.
One thing that I know that I like that you said was, in the beginning, you started off as a sales rep. And one thing that your team still does is, like, every quarter, y'all still like do door-to-door sales and stuff like that. And I know a lot of clone brands nowadays, they don't do that type of stuff because, like you said, it's too convenient for them to send an email.
Yeah. I mean, I've always felt the same exact way. It's that, you know, business should be done face to face. Like at the end of the day, a buyer, how many people do they deal with like on a day-to-day basis on the emails and stuff? You know, you turn on your email as a buyer, and if they know you're a buyer, you're getting probably bombarded by hundreds of brands just trying to sell you a product. And at the end of the day, the strongest part about it is that, you know, business done face to face. You know, I've been doing it like for a cool minute. And, you know, when you're exchanging money for a product, you want to build a rapport and a relationship with your accounts. And so, you know, we've been doing it for so long. We built this reputation that they can trust our product, and they know that every single season where we'll come out, we'll see them, we'll show them product, and then they know that our product's going to sell. And, you know, it's just the old school way of doing business, you know. Like these days, a lot of people are just lazy about going out, getting up and just like seeing somebody. And it's a big difference in how you feel. Let's just say, you know, you're a store. Let's just say you're a store and you carry, you know, 10, 15 brands. You know, the way you feel about one of the brands is going to be definitely different when they know the rep comes in every single season, shows you the product, and lets you pick out what you like and see it in person, rather than it being an email on Brand Boom and you just seeing product. Yeah.
What advice would you have, like, for somebody who wants to do the same thing that you're doing, or starting a clothing brand?
It's easy, man. I mean, it's pretty much like crowdfunding your orders. All you would do is you have a sample set, right? You have a sample set of what you're trying to sell. You map out your destination, where you want to go. You know, literally, let's just say Atlanta. Atlanta, there's a ton of accounts in Atlanta. You know, in Georgia itself, you literally could go from Georgia to Louisiana to Mississippi. You can see 40 accounts. You literally can see 40 accounts in about a week. If you want to put in the legwork and you want to put in that action, you could rent a car or take your car, you know, spend a couple of $100, maybe $1,000 in gas, and see every single store and just door knock. You know, it's like guys that are making money selling fucking Dyson fucking vacuum cleaners. They're doing the same exact shit. You're not selling them a weird item. You're selling them stuff they're already buying. You know, if you know your demographic and you know that your brand is a hat brand, go to the fucking stores, go to the stores, ask who the buyer is, get their info, shake their hand, get their contact, show them the product, and you're going to be very, very surprised to see when you actually go into these stores and speak to people one-on-one, face-to-face, you see like the chances of closing a deal. It's a lot easier than just shooting an email.
Oh yeah, for sure. Another thing that you said, man, I like a lot of stuff that you said. Apparently, another thing that you said was, not everybody's fit out to be an entrepreneur to begin with. They want to rush into being an entrepreneur, but something that you did in the beginning was just sit back and watch.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is just so caught up now with just like the quick gratification of like making money overnight, and like success isn't overnight. Success is like a long ass grind, and success is also about taking a lot of L's and learning. I'm 40 this year. I've only been in business for myself for the last decade. But I've been in this business since I was like 22 years old. So you're talking about me sitting behind somebody for 8 years as a sales rep or a sales manager, or working for somebody for 8 full years when I could have been on my own and started my own business, but I didn't want to, because at the same time, I just wanted to learn and I wasn't ready yet, So I sat there, I watched what they did in production, I watched what they did for sales, and I watched what they did right. And the biggest thing is I watched what everybody did wrong. That's the biggest thing. I watched all the L's, and I watched what people did that generated a lot of losses. And I told myself the same shit. I was like, when it's time for me to own my own business, I'm not going to do X, Y, Z because they did that. Because now I know, oh, okay, well, this is the reason why they left a bunch of money on the table. This is the reason why this isn't successful. I've seen this already, but this wasn't on my dollar. I was working under somebody else's dollar. At the same time, you got the security, of working for somebody, and not everybody is meant to not everybody is meant to be a boss. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur, and it's okay. Like some people always say this bullshit, like, oh, don't ride somebody else's wave. Man, somebody else's wave is going to be a lot bigger than what you could fucking generate, And like I said too, I did it for a while, but at the end of the day, some people just don't have the thick skin of being able to be out there on their own, making sure that, rent's due, production's paid, employees are paid, taxes are paid. It's a wild, wild west out here to be a business owner, especially an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, I agree. So through the decade, with you and your own business, I can see the success now, but was there any point like, you just question yourself if you was on the right track and stuff still?
I mean, all the time, because at the same time, it was like a situation where owning a business, you want to grow your business to, 2x, 3x and stuff like that. And, there's moves and there's times that, you might have fucked up, production issues, not creating the right product, having the wrong people on your team, trusting the wrong people to do certain tasks. Because like the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur is being able to delegate as well. Sometimes you don't delegate enough or delegate too much. You can fucking ruin everything in just like a heartbeat, Like the one thing that people don't understand about being an entrepreneur and being in business is creating the right team around you. As a business owner, you're kind of like a general manager. You're a GM. You're putting the right pieces together. Who's your who's your point guard? Who's your shooting guard? Who's your center? Who's going to be the role players off the bench? You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that the right people are there for the right reasons, not just guys that are journeymen that just want to be there, figure out what the fuck it is, and then just dip out. And so that was like my situation that I have always had in the last like decade, is just putting the right team together and having the right people that be on part of the squad.
Oh yeah. All right. So another question I get, because I see where you're at, and I know one thing, it probably took a lot of capital to get there, and I see you moving like containers, but like from the very beginning, for someone who has like smaller capital, like where they should start investing first.
I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest investment is product. It's product. It's product and margin. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to move, when you're trying to make money, the only way you make money is for a sale. And so, the most important thing is to make sure that what you're buying is something that's going to move and move fast. And the biggest thing is reinvesting that money back into it. People don't understand that. Just because you go out there and you buy 400 hoodies and you sell these 400 hoodies, you're balling now. No, you got to reinvest that money back into it. And, 2x that, 3x that, or 4x that, depending on whatever your margin is, you know what I'm saying? And so, when you're starting a business, you don't even see a cent really until you move all this product, until you flip all your margin, just like a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Just like a drug dealer. You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like almost like a drug dealer. You know, you're not gonna end up, you know, taking your first or second flips and taking out like the capital and just spending that. No, you know, you need money for product, and you need to be able to move this product over and over and over. Just flips of flips.
Oh yeah. All right. So what's the end goal for the leverage? Because I see you still grinding it out every day.
Man, my end goal for the leverage is just to build infrastructure that I can end up selling without me being here. You know, at the end of the day, right now, what we have is something beautiful. You know, I would honestly say that we have like a urban streetwear fashion house that we have multiple layers. We have sales, we have designs, we have logistics, we have fulfillment. So any brand that we put through, you have everything. You have access to photography studios. You have access to customer service. You have access to shipping warehouse. You have access to wholesale stores. You have access to manufacturing, and you have access to you have access to a web design team. So we pretty much have everything in house. So, you know, somebody looking at it like, yo, I want to buy the leverage, and then take that and add multiple brands or add gas to it, because, you know, we haven't poured ourselves out yet. You know, it's not like we're out here selling to Target, Kohl's, Costco, or anything like that. You know, I mean, we work with some of the best retailers worldwide. You know, everything from Nordstrom's, Zumiez, Tilly's, PacSun, to some of these really, really cool stores like Politics, Concepts, Unknown, Pure. You know, some of these really, really dope stores.
All right. So before I close this off, I know you said you had gradual growth, but was there any point where you just like you had like a oh shit moment? You're like, oh, we're doing a little something, because like, you know, I hear stores like Zumiez and something. Was there ever like a purchase order came in, you was like, oh, this is a big one?
I mean, for us, I mean, you know, I've been used to these really, really big POs just because as a sales rep. But the funny thing is, you know, as a sales rep, you get a $200,000 order, $250,000 order. Sales reps get paid 10% of it. You know, once you start doing business for yourself, you realize that, hey, I'm not getting 10%. I'm getting all of this. You know, so
yeah.
For me, it was just like the first time in business where I'm getting like a 6-figure check, and I'm not just taking 10 up top. You know, but yeah. I mean, I honestly, for me, the first time that I actually said, oh wow, this is really, really big, was pretty much our first like few months in business as a sales agency. Prior to that, I was just a sales rep working for another brand. And, you know, it was kind of shitty though, because like, you know, it'd be a season, and if somebody wasn't feeling the collection or feeling the collection or what we were offering, they'd skip it. And so when we started our sales agency, we had multiple brands. And so, you know, it was so easy to sell to all the accounts we had because we had a lot to offer. And so, you know, I literally made more money my first 3 months in business than my last 2 years prior working for somebody.
So that sounds like where the name, the leverage, came from.
I mean, at the end of the day, that was pretty much it. I mean, we leveraged, we looked at what we had, you know, me and my business partner, shout out to Lee, is we had a Rolodex of accounts that we were working with as sales reps. And so we were like, okay, well, we have access to these guys and we have a really good relationship and we're good dudes, but what can we do to maximize this without putting out a lot of risk, which is, you know, buying product and everything, you know, and that was just taking a little up top and being a sales rep, taking percentages and not having to worry about, you know, cost of goods and everything else. And so, you know, that's how it started. And then after that, like I said, it was a snowball effect. I was like, all right, cool. We're done with doing 10% working for somebody else. It's time for us to own the whole pie, own the whole food chain.
Now I got one more question. So what's your favorite car, man? I know you got a crazy showcase of cars, man.
Man, I would say my favorite car is my E30 M3. Yeah, because for me, it's like, you know, it's cool that, you know, exotic cars and everything is dope, you know, but like anybody could say, oh, I love a Aventador, I love a Ferrari 458, but it's like a guy with a lot of real taste. You know, you have to like appreciate like actual designs and shit like that too. So I'm an old school vintage guy. So like E30 M3s, Integra Type Rs, you know, slant nose Porsches and like old school Ford Mustang fastbacks. You know, I'm into all that shit because, you know, they're classics. They're classics and they're work of arts.
Man, I love it, man. You got some real stalking cars. I see it all the time, and you got good taste. But yeah, man. So I appreciate everybody for watching. I know you know, if y'all want to follow Chris, follow him at Chris_the_leverage. Check out
Yep.
the Leverage brands. If you are following the podcast on YouTube, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, and we're gonna check y'all out next time.
All right. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you for listening to the Hustle Ninjas podcast. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast listening platform, and we'll see you here next time. Keep hustling. Keep hustling.